But Vagar's so big, the other one was bite-sized. He literally
bit right through him.
As Amy was like, no,
that was
have
really
me right
hard
here.
to watch.
Okay, so what this scene did was make me even hate season 8 of Game of Thrones even more, because I think that this concept could have been used in season 8 for the scene where Daenerys blows up King's Landing to make her a more relatable and less evil character. Because everyone got really mad that she was like, 20% evil in Game of Thrones, and then went like full genocide, right? She went from like, I kill the people I don't like, or the people who are in my way,
right?
Bad guys that we don't like, to like, I'm going to murder women and children.
Right, innocence gone, right.
So I think what would have been more interesting to season 8 of Game of Thrones is this concept where she hears the bells, she knows that King's Landing's given up, she's like mad, and she wants to blow up King's Landing, but she doesn't. She's like, you know what? I'm a good person.
Yes.
I'm not going to blow up King's Landing.
I was like, that's not what happened.
And then Drogon senses how mad she is, and then Drogon blows up King's Landing. And you just hear her say, no, like, don't do it. Right. And she loses control of Drogon, and then
has to
pretend like it was her fault.
Right.
Because she doesn't want to look weak.
Right.
That would have been so much more interesting. All the people who named their daughters Daenerys wouldn't have had to be embarrassed about it anymore.
Right, a little bit redeemed.
It would have been, because it wouldn't have been her fault. So from our perspective, we would know that like she's not totally evil. She just like lost control of her nuclear bomb. So I think that would have made season 8 of Game of Thrones just like 10% better.
Well, and it would have been, as you're saying, more interesting also because you have that added factor of, like we only have 3 dragons now. You think they're under control? Well, guess what? Hundreds of years ago, they were crazy and they're still freaking dragons.
Yeah.
Right. So like you guys think you can control them and look at this. And then that'll lead up to the Jon Snow sequel continuation.
Well, right, and then it also would have been like really sad when Jon Snow killed her because like it wasn't her fault. If they did that. What?
What happened to all the
Drogon's
dragons?
alive. Her other 2 dragons died.
Right.
One of them got killed by the White Walkers.
And then one of them got killed by
the Greyjoys.
Oh.
He shot the thing at her.
I don't wanna
So she only had 1 dragon left.
Right.
But like it would have made the scene where because obviously Jon Snow still would have killed her because he wouldn't have believed.
Right.
She wouldn't have told him that it wasn't Drogon's fault.
Right.
So Jon Snow would have still killed her, and then it would have been really sad because she didn't want to blow up King's Landing. And then Jon Snow killed her anyway.
That would have been really good.
So that would have been, I think that would have just made season 8 so much better, but probably that's not something that George R. R. Martin told them was going to happen.
Probably wasn't.
2, Dan and Dave wanted nothing to do with the show after season 5. They wanted to go out and make that Star Wars show that got canceled. They never made.
Yikes.
Yeah, so like they wanted out of Game of Thrones season 8 anyway.
Well, you guys did it.
But I'm really